Don't Know Ball podcast, episode 18. It is a big weekend. It's wild card weekend. It's college football playoff semi-final weekend. Dude, there's so much good action. We're going to get into all of it right now. We are joined by our lovely guest, Harris. If you guys don't remember, he joined us a couple times. I would say when we were first starting out. Harris is a big Eagles guy, and he's also a big into South Carolina. But speaking about that, we didn't totally getting off topic, but we did make a take about how South Carolina. I got ripped for saying South Carolina had no business being a playoff team. Looks like I was right on that one. Just wanted to throw that out there real quick as before we start everything. But anyway,
the fact that they even got any screen time in this podcast, it's just a shame. We're in shambles. My take was bad. Category 3 opinion from me, completely wrong. Go on.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, so like we said, we're going to dive into some college football playoff. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to, of course, get into the meat of this episode, which is going to be all NFL wildcard weekend, which we are very excited for. So we're going to kick it off. We got Ole Miss versus Miami. This is Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, big game. Who would have thought that these two teams would be playing in the semis? I mean, I personally thought Miami was going to get bounced first round, but then they go ahead and beat A&M. They beat Ohio State. Ole Miss somehow pulls it off versus Georgia. We knew they have an easy matchup versus Tulane, but here they are. And it's low-key a pretty good matchup, but the way that I look at this game off the bat, one thing I'm looking for is Trinidad Chambliss. Okay, can he repeat the same amount of magic that he had versus Georgia? Because that was the best passing game of his season. I mean, he was literally lights out. I don't think you can play better than he did that game. So many off-script throws. And I think the stat was 5 big-time throws he had, there was also a stat where he had one of the most impressive, or PFF had him as the highest-graded passing quarterback since C.J. Stroud, I believe it was like 3 or 4 years ago. So it was really impressive stuff. But then you're facing Miami's defensive front. This is definitely the best defense he will face all season, or he has faced all season. I don't know if you can rely on him to replicate that performance, especially when it was a very tight game down to the wire last week. He's going to need to do a lot more. That's why off the bat, I would say Miami is probably, rightfully so, the favorite. Is there anything that sticks out to you guys here in this game?
One thing with me is, and initially, I also want to say just off the bat, I'm stunned Miami's even in this spot. I thought them going into Kyle Field and winning, I was like, okay, I'm impressed, but like, how good really is A&M? It seems like the SEC's on a down year, as much as I hate to say that as an SEC guy. But then New Year's Eve, getting ready to go out, stuff like that, and watching that game, not only did they manhandled Ohio State, and the presence up front for Miami, Bain, Mesidor, I mean, outrageous. However, with Miami, they've lost 2 games this year, one of those games being the SMU. And I actually think that SMU and Ole Miss have some similarities, specifically with Chambliss and Jennings. 2 similar kinds of quarterbacks, running quarterbacks. They like to do up-tempo offense. So, faster tempo, getting the Miami defensive front tired, Bain, Mesidor, of course, they're conditioned to play up tempo, but at the same time, they've really just been able to pin their ears back and go. Where I think in this game, tempo could keep Ole Miss in it. But you're right. I mean, and also Ole Miss, are their coaches going to coach the game? Like that's also what's so horrific about. I love college football, but like, what the hell are we doing right now? Like Saban said it last week on game day. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like what has been going on with the scheduling.
There's no way it's not a distraction. No way.
No, 100%. So, of course, Miami, and rightfully so, you just said Miami's favored. The only way I could see Ole Miss kind of making this like an interesting game is one, Chambliss playing completely lights out. And the last game, he made some throws where I was like, he went from like not even thinking in my head he was an NFL guy to like, okay, maybe this guy's a first rounder, which is like a crazy jump, but that's what we do these days. Like if you're a quarterback and you show out on the biggest stage, you're going to get picked high. Hopefully not to the Jets. I would not want his career ruined like that, but can he replicate that game, and can they have an up-tempo offense that's effective that can tire out this Miami defensive front? If so, maybe they can keep this game close.
Yeah, I totally agree. Miami shocked me. That was so fun to watch. I think Miami's defense, everyone knew they had the best, if not one of the best defenses in the country. I know some people thought that Texas Tech defense was better. Absolutely not, obviously, and that was proven the other night. But dude, Chambliss totally shocked me, like out of nowhere. And I never thought this Ole Miss team could really compete until that game. Like they had almost no life, coaching staff leaving, all this gossip going on. I think they have a chance, but I think Miami wins and covers. I think they win 17-10. I think it's a low scoring game. I think it's complete opposite of the UGA Ole Miss team.
Which,
Yeah.
if it's a low scoring game, I mean, that's the opposite of what Ole Miss wants. Like, Ole Miss can say, okay, we have the quarterback in this game. Because Beck, I mean, say what you want about him, he kind of stinks.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot with Beck. But the only way Ole Miss can win this game is just by outscoring Miami and getting that defense tired. If it's a 17-10 game, I would put any amount of money that the Miami's winning that kind of style of game. So,
Yeah.
100%.
Carson Beck's going to be checking the ball down. I don't think he threw the ball over like 20 yards, was it, against
No, he
Ohio
was a
State?
super game manager in that
He
game, and that's all
just
he needed to do, though.
checked down.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looked like that first drive or two, maybe. Beck looked really flat, and then he pulled it together. Hitting the throws, like I know they're very basic routes, like he's just throwing slants and checkdowns, but that's all they had to do. That running back's great. That offensive line looked fantastic. That defensive line looked fantastic. It was a great game.
Yeah, I got two things I want to say about Ole Miss, and obviously this is in favor of Miami. So Trinidad Chambers, great game like you mentioned versus Georgia. One of the best games we have seen so far from any quarterback this season. But it's mind-blowing how everyone is just glazing this guy like he's a top 5 pick now. Do we not just see him do the first matchup versus Georgia? First of all, they played. The dude was missing basic passes in rhythm. The dude's accuracy was completely off target all over the place. Late game, he was missing so many throws. That's why they lost. And so you see him play Florida too, where he struggled. You see your Gamecocks held him in check as well. So I think it's too early to show that, oh, he's a guaranteed. He's coming out, he's going to ball. This is the best defensive front he will face all season. Miami is a top 5 rushing defense. Yeah, all the talk is how, oh, yeah, they just need to go up tempo. And it's right. Ohio State was very slow tempo. That's what kept Miami's guys fresh from the front. That's why they had success. But that's, yeah, cool. That's good in theory. But how are you going to go up tempo when you're getting 1 yard and 2 yard rushes on this top 5 run defense? So I don't think Quan Lacey, great running back, but are you really confident that Ole Miss is going to win in the trenches and pick up 4 or 5 yards and be able to sustain that up tempo? I'm not so sure. I think, like you mentioned, it's going to be a very defensive game. 17-10 is like what we would expect. I know the over-under is pretty low, but I just think on paper, like he's Trinidad Chambers, great game last week. Can he replicate it? I'm doubting him right now. I'm doubting. Maybe he could prove me wrong, clip this, whatever. But I doubt that he will have the same amount of magic in this matchup. So,
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think we're right. So Harris, what's your pick in that game? You think Ole Miss keeps it that close?
I think they keep it close. I mean, look, I have SEC bias with all my picks. But I am a guy that very much values the trenches. And as a trenches guy, I got to go with Miami. However, I do think that this team, everyone I've heard is taking Miami, which kind of makes me want to go Ole Miss. I'm telling you, man, like this Ole Miss team reminds me a lot of SMU. And SMU is a team that exposed Miami earlier in the year. We'll see what Ole Miss can do. I've doubted both these teams, so I'm not surprised at anything.
Yeah. Can we agree Oregon and Indiana blow both of these teams out the water?
I was going to say that's the natty. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So the winner of Indiana Oregon is just national champion or no?
That's
What's
what
that
it
spread?
appears.
What's
So
that spread going to be? 7 points?
I think that already came out. I think Indiana is a 9.5 point favorite over Ole Miss, and they're a touchdown favorite over Miami. I'm not sure about Oregon though. What they would be. It'd probably be a little closer, but
yeah, maybe a little close. Maybe like 7 and 3.5.
yeah, definitely. Why don't we switch over to Oregon, Indiana? So yeah, Friday night, 7:30 Eastern. Indiana is a 3.5 point favorite over Oregon. This is the talk of all the town here. Okay, this is like we said. This is basically the national championship. On paper, all right, look, everyone says that I've been going against Indiana all year. Is that true? Kind of, okay. I've had them, I thought on the rise when they were first starting out, they were a good team. Started picking against them versus Ohio State, obviously in the playoffs. I'm going to roll with that. I'm going to die on that train, okay? I'm going to back the Ducks. I've actually said it on this podcast before. I had the Oregon Ducks as my national champion. I did say that. And I still believe it. I still love the way that Dan Lanning has his boys rolling. I love the way they go in the trenches. Their defense is balling. They just put on a defensive masterclass for Texas Tech. Brandon Finney, true freshman corner. Brandon Finney has been balling out. He had 2 picks. He had a fumble recovery last week versus Texas Tech. This is the same guy that had a pick 6 on Mendoza in their first matchup. I'd watch for him to create some havoc in the secondary. Okay, the thing with Oregon is they run the ball effectively. They didn't run the ball as well versus Indiana in their first matchup. They can build off the run game, and I think that Dante Moore took 6 sacks in the previous matchup. I think they're going to do a little bit better on those simulated pressures. I think they'll do a little bit better handling the rush. I think that they came into that first game thinking, okay, it's Indiana. We're big, heavy favorites. Okay, they're still Indiana. It's nothing crazy. And once they realized that Indiana is a powerhouse and legit team, it was too late. I think they're coming way more prepared. I like what I saw from Dotson Moore last week. I like what I saw from him all year. I think he's the best quarterback in this class. I think he's better than Mendoza. Mendoza is a system quarterback. We all know that. Okay, Kurt Cignetti's system is elite. They're built off the run game. But if you get Mendoza off his spot, if you get him out of the pocket, if you get him under pressure, they're a beatable team. Iowa had him on the ropes. Penn State had him. I sound like a broken record, but all these teams had them on the ropes. They just couldn't finish. And I think Oregon is destined to finally get revenge, or not finally, but they are destined to get revenge for their previous loss. What do you guys think?
I like Cignetti. I like Indiana. I have friends that go there. I like it. It's a good school. I don't love Fernando Mendoza. I'm sorry. I might be in the minority here, and he says all the right things. He sounds like an AI robot that's going to take us over in 10 years. I get it. He sounds great. I just and the stats don't even help me here. It's more of an eye test thing. I watch him, and people are like, he's auto first pick to the Raiders. He book it already. He can buy an apartment in Vegas. I just don't really see it. Eye test, not a ton. And I got people telling me they smoked Alabama. He looked great against Alabama. How good is Alabama? Look, and I'm an SEC. I love Alabama. I'm an SEC guy. I'm all for it. Alabama has been propped up because of a 4-game stretch that was their gauntlet. I was saying that too as an SEC guy. Their gauntlet. Now looking back at it, at Georgia, tough game, good win. Vanderbilt at home. Look, I don't know. That's a 4-loss Vanderbilt team. And you're home in Bama, you should win that game. At Missouri, might as well be a high school team. Tennessee, who is Tennessee? Tennessee lost every ranked game by a ton.
They lost to
The best win was New Mexico State.
And then they came to my Gamecocks, and we had them on the ropes. So and yes, I believe that they should have been in the playoff. However, Indiana putting belt to Alabama, that's great. And seriously, they look good in that game. But is that the level of team that you're going to have to beat in Oregon here, who is really well coached, great quarterback, and they're great on both sides? I think this is going to be a really good game. I'm going to side with you. I'm going to take the Ducks here. I like the Ducks. I like the Ducks getting Mendoza off his spot. And I like Lanning to go to the national championship here.
Dude, really, really quick. You brought up Mendoza, dude. I hear all these people in the comments, oh, Mendoza's a pro-style quarterback. India's offense translates well to the NFL. Dude, do we not ignore our eyes? I know I'm playing TikTok GM, but bro, the eye test, Mendoza really doesn't pass it. He's got what plus tools does he really have? Do you see him rolling out of the pocket? He picks up some third and long conversions with his legs. He doesn't and there's nothing flashy about his game. He's just a very, very structured system quarterback. And when you get him off that structure, okay, things start to fall apart for him, in my opinion. That's what I see. But Jack, you can
just one more thing before Jack goes. I think Mendoza is benefiting from the draft class he's in, which is not his fault. He absolutely, good for him. Seriously, coming from Cal, great for him. This draft class, though, and I don't think Moore's coming out, so I'm not including him in this. Who else are you going to pick? And the first pick has to be a quarterback now, because that's kind of the unwritten rule of the NFL draft these days, I guess. I don't know. I hate to say that I need a little bit more, but
yeah,
that's what I'm asking
if you're the Raiders, how can you feel confident in taking a quarterback? I feel like every team would want to trade down and get a skill guy right now, and then go get a rental. Go get I don't know, a Mason Rudolph for a year. I would wait. Yeah, a guy like that, a guy who they thought Geno was, but I guess Geno's absolutely miserable at football now. I don't know, man. You know how hard it is to beat a team twice, and that makes me want to side with Oregon. You know, it's so hard.
We're
but
all
Indiana's. I know. I hate. I want to.
That's insane. We're all riding
all.
Oregon. This is the Hate Indiana podcast.
I think it's more a testament. Shout out Jasper. Yeah. I think it's more a testament to. Are we going to act like this Bama team's good?
Yeah.
They didn't just lose to Florida State. an abysmal Florida State team. We thought Castellanos was the Heisman because of how bad this Bama team is. They didn't just lose; they lost 31-17. You kidding me? Oh my God, it's ridiculous. We put this Bama team on a pedestal. It's a completely different team. It's a
I
completely different program. It's will never be the same.
I
It will
will
never be the
admit though,
same.
okay, we were fooled by Bama because at least I picked Bama in their last matchup. Okay, that was more of a little biased pick. Okay, I I I will own up to that. Okay, you can absolutely rage at me because I will own that was a bad pick on me. Indiana was obviously the better team. I was just feeling like, okay, Bama got the comeback win versus Oklahoma. They're riding high with some momentum. They got talented guys, but yeah, I mean, there's no excuse for that. That was a horrible pick to get 38-3 or 35-3. Yeah, there's no coming
Oh,
back for that. But we got to die on the hill. We got to die on the hill. We got to keep rolling against Indiana. At least in my perspective, this doesn't even hate. I genuinely do believe though that Oregon has the upper hand in this matchup,
yeah,
especially playing them twice. They
you're a
got the.
Dante Moore guy,
I am
right?
a big Dante Moore guy. I think he is the best quarterback in this class if he comes out. Because I know there's talk about him staying now. Because why would you want to go to the Jets? Obviously,
Yeah, but
but
like,
you're right. Like Brady with the Raiders having the number one overall pick, he looks at Mendoza. If he really, I know Brady's came out and said that he loves Mendoza, he loves everything about him. You will really find out if that's true if they go ahead and select him number one. Because yeah,
mhm.
you're not. If you're Tom Brady and you're in this position, you're not going to go ahead and shit on any college quarterbacks because multiple reasons. One, you don't want backlash, and two, or at least two, like, dude, if you're a college prospect and you got Tom Brady shitting on you, dude, can you imagine what mentally goes through your mind? Do you think Brady really wants to knock on all these kids and absolutely fuck with their minds? No, he doesn't want to do that. So he will never talk bad about any of these top tier prospects out in public. Maybe he does that behind closed doors. But you will really find out if the Raiders believe in him and they think that he is a successful quarterback if they take him first overall. If not, then it shows that we were right on Mendoza and that he will get an NFL GM fired. He's not a first round talent. He can very well be a good quarterback in the right system in the NFL, but to waste a top 10 pick on him doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think Tom Brady's this like. I know he's a great football player. I don't think he's this all-time ball knower.
Yeah.
Like I don't think so. I think he's great at the sport of
Michael Jordan?
football. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He could play. I don't think he's this ball knower. And we're going to talk about that soon when we start talking about the NFL, but I'm
Yeah.
going to go out and
And
say that.
let's shift into that too, Harris, unless you have anything else to add, college
No,
wise.
I'm ready for NFL.
All right, yeah, let's get into the meat of it. We're going to start from we'll go in the order of the games played. So we're going to start with the
Hmm.
Saturday at 4:30 Eastern. We got the LA Rams traveling back to Carolina, a game which they lost by 3 points in their previous matchup. I believe that was about a month ago. And the Rams are currently 10-point favorites. So large favorites here. We saw Carolina. They just
Oh my
dropped one to
God.
Tampa Bay. Carolina had so many opportunities to close out this division, but they let it come down to the Falcons beating the Saints because they completely fell apart. I shouldn't say they fell apart down the stretch, but they played some pretty bad ball over the last month, and I know they closed out some wins. But is there any hope for Carolina in this game? Like, be honest. Do you really think Carolina has any chance? I mean, the Rams are getting Devontae Adams back. They got one of their weaknesses has been the secondary. They're bringing back Quentin Lake this week. They're more healthy on the O line. I think Stafford. The reason that they did lose that first game is because Stafford turned the ball over 3 times. If he plays
Hmm.
relatively clean ball, the Rams are going to have no shot. And by the way, the Rams had the most efficient rushing game of their entire season versus the Panthers in their first matchup. So they can run the ball. I think that's going to be key. If the Panthers run the ball, it's going to take the load off of Stafford. It's not going to have him play hero ball at all. It's going to be able to just hit. It's going to open the play action game. I think one thing that they missed without Devontae Adams was those play action deep digs to him over the middle. Those were lethal. So now that you have him, Tyler Higbee just came back last week. He looked phenomenal in his return versus Arizona. I think the Rams just absolutely low. They don't even have to do anything that special on defense. I mean, Bryce Young is inconsistent. He's not really the problem for Carolina. But you look at Carolina run game, dude. Where has Rico Dowdle been? He had that insane 5 game stretch early in the season. Latter half, he hasn't done shit. I don't know where he is.
Hmm.
So Carolina can't run the ball. You saw the Bucks, by the way, last week. What did they do on that first and second drive? Dude, Bucky Irving, 6 yard, 7 yard carries, 11, 12 yard cuts. What's telling you the Rams aren't doing that? I mean, they're running back committee approach right now with Blake Corum and Kyra Williams. Dude, they're tearing teams apart. They are absolutely lethal in the run game. I think they have no problem running all over Carolina. This is an easy cover for them.
The only way I would have said maybe the Panthers could have a shot in this game is if in the previous game these two played in the regular season, the Rams ran them over. Maybe the Rams were caught overlooking them. But now Rams really well coached team, really good quarterback, Super Bowl winning coach and quarterback tandem. They have a game in Carolina in which they lost just a few weeks ago. they haven't been playing their best football, they're not overlooking this Panthers team now. Like this Panthers team beat them a few weeks ago. So I agree with you. I think the Rams run them over here. I just want to point out the Panthers' point differential is hilarious. Their point differential is -69. That's third in their
really?
-69. That's third in their division, right?
Yeah.
Fourth in their division is the Saints with -77. So they have no business being in the playoffs. I'm honestly like the Bryce Young underdog narrative. Like everyone loves Bryce Young. They're so happy that he's in the playoffs. Like I think it's a little corny. Like you're just like not that good. Again, you're a first pick. That first picks can go wrong, guys. Right? Bryce Young is not a first pick. I don't know if he's probably a bottom tier starting NFL quarterback, but like he better enjoy this playoff game because this is probably the last one he's ever going to play. But yeah, I think the Rams are going to run this team over. Move on to the next round.
Yeah, I don't completely disagree with you guys, but 10.5 points. They just lost to this team. They're in Carolina.
That makes it even better.
I like it even more. Yeah, I agree.
They're in Carolina.
Oh, that's so scary.
10 points.
You know the LeBron.
Oh
you know the
my
LeBron.
God.
You know the LeBron meme of the he's like
yeah.
Carolina. Like what are we talking about here?
I'm sure Rams fans were traveling, bro. It's probably.
I think
I'm not gonna say it's
the
a Rams
public?
home game, but
do we know where the public's at?
I think in this game, Frank, actually shockingly,
it's going to be all over the Panthers.
They're all over the Panthers,
yeah.
which makes me like.
But that's because the casuals out there, they see the Panthers just beat the Rams, and they're like, oh, why would that be 10 points? And I agree with you, but I love home underdogs, and I think 10 points is so many points.
I got a home underdog later.
We see Bryce Young. We see Bryce Young when he's on, and I know he's very polarizing. He's got the high floor, low ceiling. Like when he's on, he plays awesome football.
Yeah,
he plays awesome football. I can't not take the 10.5. It's like a plug your nose and play.
I mean, yeah, if you want to lose money opening round, go ahead and do it, man.
Bro. We'll see.
Plugging your nose and diving deep with Bryce Young is a formula to lose capital.
So Rams are just healthy and confident, bro. There's no rah-rah speeches. There's no hyping up. It's just going there and play physical, dominant football. I mean, they should have no problem. Let's just go there, take care of business, go home, get dinner. Like, dude, in and out. Let's move on to the next week.
And that's why the spread's 10 points.
Yeah, true, but
I think they win by a touchdown. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, but Saturday night we got the division rivalry for the third time this year. Packers at Bears. The spread low key is pretty even. I think the Bears are -1. You can get on some of the books, but it's relatively even. I'm going to clarify on this podcast. I think I had mentioned it before, but I am from Chicago. You can technically label me as a Bears fan. I'm not a diehard Bears fan. I will root for them, and I am rooting for them this weekend. But I am going there expecting them to lose because the Bears do not look ready for the playoffs whatsoever. Okay, you see them versus the Lions in Week 18. They had the first 3 quarters, they were scoreless. I watched them versus the Packers the last matchup. 3 points in the first 3 quarters. These slow starts cannot happen. Okay, and it's funny because I remember I watched the preseason game versus the Bills, right? First, Ben Johnson's debut. No, it's the preseason. Caleb Williams comes out. What's he do? Bang, hits Colton Loveland. Bang, dot over the middle to Kmet. Bang, another one of Loveland. And then bang, Zacchaeus, 40-yard touchdown. You see that and you're like, holy shit, dude, the Bears are back. Dude, this offense is electric. Like, they came out fast. They came out hungry. Where has that been? I know it's the preseason. Like I said, we have seen the total opposite of that for essentially the whole entire season. And you can't rely on these slow starts in the playoffs. And, like, dude, there's major concerns with their receivers. Do you know Caleb Williams leads the NFL in lost yards per drop with over 400? Luther Burden's out here dropping passes. Kyle Monangai has, like, 7 drops on the season. Zacchaeus has dropped so many balls. I don't trust this receiving core. There's talk Roman Dudze will be back. I'm not so sure. That would be huge for him. But, dude, again, this Packers team, you look at them, they are so hungry for this, avenge their loss. Jordan Love is back healthy. When Jordan Love is healthy, the Packers are a top 3 passing game in the league. That is not that statistically. You can go look it up. They are a top 3 passing team in the league, Jordan Love, when he's healthy. And now that they rest some guys, they got Zach Tom back on the offensive line. Josh Jacobs is healthy and ready. They got on the defensive side of the ball, Xavier McKinney, Evan Williams are going to be back. And really quickly, let's talk about this Bears defense, dude. This has got to be the worst defense down for down in the league. They rely too much on turnovers. If they don't get turnovers, they get absolutely blown out of the water. I mean, Jared Goff was just lethal. He was picking them, dicing them apart. I mean, they do clamp up a little bit in the red zone, you can say, but dude, you have no problem easing. Jordan Love in this offense is coming into this game licking their chops because the Bears can't stop a Colt. And I hate to say that because I am, like I said, I am rooting for him, but I don't trust him at all.
I think this is a brutal draw for the Bears. I think that, and it's funny because I like Ben Johnson. I'm a big Eagles fan though, as I said before. And I saw Ben Johnson take a shot at my boy Sirianni by being like, we play our starters, like yada, yada, yada. Okay, well, you played your starters in what turned out to be a meaningless game because the Eagles lost. And you lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So now your defense that already is not that good just got worse because he's in concussion protocol this week. So, again, brutal draw for the Bears. Getting a divisional opponent, not the best place in a playoff game that you're very much looking forward to. This is the first playoff game since Double Doink, right? If I'm not mistaken.
No, they made it in 2020 with Mitch Trubisky versus Drew Brees.
Never mind them. But again, same humongous game for Bears fans, for the Bears in general. I think though this game is going to come down to like who kicks the last field goal, who has the ball last. The Bears are the cardiac Bears for a reason. I mean, this game's gonna come down to last possession.
Can't knock them, dude. Their heroic comebacks are actually insane. Like,
I thought they were gonna do it again this weekend.
Yeah,
but. I see what you're saying here. Like I've seen 2 straight losses going into the playoffs. Vibes are a little bit lower than you would want right now. I like the Pack in this spot, but if all 3 of us are on the Packers here, I might just have to switch off and go to the Bears.
That's true.
Yeah.
Why
I'll
would
take the
I be
opposite.
why would I be on the Packers? Why would I ever be on the Packers right now? This team hasn't won a game since they lost their best player, Micah Parsons. Hasn't won a game since. Why
Hasn't been
should
their
I
defensive fault.
Why should I? Dude, the non-playoff team, Baltimore Ravens, that just fired their head coach, John Harbaugh, hung 41 points on this team 2 weeks ago.
Dude, the reality is
points.
if they don't muff a kickoff, they beat the Bears.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe. But guess what? The Bears won. And the Bears are going to keep winning. They're going to beat them again. This defense is not nearly the same without Micah Parsons there. I think Monungai runs for 100. I think Swift runs for 80 and has 2 touchdowns. I think they're going to run it down their throat without Parsons. I think the Bears win by 7 to 10 points.
Quiz time.
This isn't the same Packers team.
I got a quiz for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Bears and Packers have played 2 games. How much time in the 2 games have the Bears led? In the Bears versus Packers, 2 games.
Jesus.
0 seconds.
0. Bingo. Good job. 0 seconds.
Oh
They won in
God.
overtime. So you're coming in all confident. 7-point victory, 10-point victory in a divisional wild card game.
I believe
What
so.
are you talking about, bro?
Talking shit about the Packers defense. Do you not watch the Bears defense that just let up 50 points to Brock Purdy?
Absolutely.
Jalen Johnson's supposed to be this all-pro corner, comes back and looks like burnt toast. Amon-Ra was dicing him apart. Dude, this defense is so lost. And now you just lose C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I know, even they just brought him up. You can't afford that. Dude, there's no confidence in this Bears team. When they don't turn the ball out, when they don't get interceptions, like people talk about Deshaun Wright. Okay, he's had a great season. He's forcing all these picks. Dude, he is one of the worst cover corners in the league. He just relies on interceptions. He's like Trevon Diggs back in his 2020 season. Like, dude, he gets burnt, okay? You can't have faith in this Bears defense.
I think Caleb Williams makes plays and gets shit done when it matters most, and I think this defense doesn't break in the 4th quarter. I want to see this Bears defense's 4th quarter stats because that's when it matters most. That's at the end of the marathon. They need to get a stop to win the ball game. They make the stop, and I think Caleb Williams is good enough to keep this team in any game. I don't care who they're playing. And I think so. And yeah, Ben Johnson's fantastic. He has plays up his sleeves that they haven't even ran yet.
Ben Johnson's great. Low-key a clown, though. All right? Do not come out shitting on Sirianni, Super Bowl winning coach Sirianni, and saying that We play our players. You played your players in a meaningless game, and one of them actually got hurt. So who's the loser in all this? We'll see how
Where'd
you
you
do
go,
this
bro?
weekend.
Yeah,
I
where'd
can't see
your
you.
face go?
Oh, you can't see
You
me?
hit some? You hit the camera button?
might have. Hold on.
Maybe we purposely hid your camera for that comment. Don't be shitting on Ben Johnson, bro. Ben Johnson's coach of the year. Okay, yeah, I will respect him. He does have the balls to actually play his starters, even if they shit the bed. At least he does have the balls to play his starters. Okay, Sirianni's just throwing in the towel. Like,
Well, see, I don't want to get too passionate about this.
But
Sirianni.
why wouldn't he go for the
Sirianni
2
didn't.
seed? They literally gave him the 2 seed on a silver platter.
Who cares? We'll play the beat up 49ers. We'll talk about that game in a minute. I don't want to jump the fence.
Man.
all right, so I think
man.
I think we can agree on the Bears Packers. Why don't we move over to the Sunday slate? We're going to start with that the noon game. We got the Bills traveling to Jacksonville. Bills are a 1-point favorite off the bat. I can't believe the Bills are actually favored in this game. I thought the Jaguars would be a field goal favorite. I mean, you look at them, dude. Jaguars defense is top 3 in the NFL easily. They got the best running defense in the NFL. Okay, the thing for me with the Bills, when James Cook can't get going in the run game, Josh Allen gets panicky. I've said this a million times, but it's true. I think the Jaguars defense takes it to him. I think people are just betting back in Josh Allen because he's the one superstar quarterback that's left in the playoffs. And they're like, there's no way he gets bounced first round. This is Josh Allen's year, right? Mahomes is out, Lamar's out. Dude, no. The Bills haven't been good all year. This has been Josh Allen's worst year since like 2019. Okay, I think the Jaguars are getting super slept on. Jaguars are so underrated. Liam Cohen has some boys balling. Trevor Lawrence is playing better football than Josh Allen. Yes, he has better weapons, but he is. So I like the Jaguars in this one off the bat. What are you guys' thoughts?
Harris, can I cut you for a second? Do you mind?
Yeah, come in. Yep, come on in.
Do you know how badly the NFL needs Buffalo to win this game? Do you know how badly they need Jacksonville out of this playoff? Because all 10 fans will go. If Jacksonville's in the Super Bowl is at 1 p.m. Like, you guys probably saw it. Like what are they like? It's the Jaguars. Like, yeah, they're good, and I think the same thing with the Texans. They're a good team. Dude, the NFL's like, all right, Lamar's not in the playoff. All right, Mahomes is like, they need Buffalo to start winning football games. Like, they need it. They're like, oh, where's Taylor Swift? They need Buffalo more than anything. I'll put my life savings on this Buffalo game.
So do you
I think the Bills win. I don't know that they're going to win by a lot, but the refs are going to pull something. There's going to be like,
come on.
the Bills are going to win this game.
Come on. Look,
Absolutely.
I'm not a subscriber to the NFL being rigged, but I don't agree with you, but I agree that I'll take the Bills here. I just look at it like, now first off, you've mentioned it before. If Josh Allen doesn't win the AFC, Super Bowl's hard to do. If you don't win the AFC this year, no Lamar, no Mahomes, no Burrow. Herbert has a banged up line. That team's not that good. And your first competitor in the playoffs right now is Trevor Lawrence, and then you got to beat Drake May, who hasn't played in the playoffs, whatever. If you don't win this year, why am I ever going to believe you're going to win? Like, seriously. Because next year, Mahomes is back. Joe Burrow kind of just, I don't know what's going on with the Bengals. It's just complete organizational.
Bro.
It's completely organizational malpractice, but we can't even talk about them.
Yeah.
This is a huge Josh Allen spot here. And this is a really good Jags team. I love what Liam Cohen's done with them. It's just when push comes to shove in a game where it's legitimately a coin flip, like I think this game is, I just got to go with Josh Allen over Trevor Lawrence.
But why are we saying it's a coin flip? Dude, what do you see from the Bills outside of, oh, yeah, it's Josh Allen, the NFL needs them to win? What do you see out of the Bills that really matches up well with the Jaguars?
They have the best player in the NFL.
No,
that's it. You're just basing this narrative on Josh Allen just going to play Superman. Dude, that's what makes it worse. If he plays Superman, they lose this game by 20 points.
Oh, come on.
100%, dude. He can't do it. He's got no receivers to throw to. No receivers to throw to. If he gets in this mindset where, like, every time he drops back to pass, he's already predetermined that he's going to use his legs and run. Because he doesn't want to throw the ball, because he doesn't trust his guys. That's what's going to get them. The Jaguars linebacking duo is the best in the league. Dude, they're going to contain them well. They need it. The Bills, if they are going to win this game, they need to dumb it down. They need to tell Josh Allen, yo, you don't got to do too much. You just got to stay to the script. You got to be simple. I hope Sean McDermott has a great, simple game plan coming out of the gates for him. Because if you get into this down the road where it is, I got to do everything, I got to put the team on my back, that's how they get smoked. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, nothing. That's why I think nothing about this game says the Buffalo should win. Like what? Like what?
Mhm.
Why would Buffalo win? And yes, they have the best player. Absolutely, they have the best player
That's
on the
why they
field.
win.
They have the best player on the field, but
Mhm.
when push comes to shove, he can only do so much. Like this Jacksonville defense plays so well against the run. They defend the run so well, and that's all he
Mhm.
can do right now. Dude, like,
Yeah.
and I'll hand it to him. He has like maybe one of the worst receiving cores in the NFL, if
Yeah.
not the worst. Like Keon Coleman, Cookie Boy, bum. Khalil
Yeah.
Shakir, like who are you? Like
Mhm. Like
Are we
Khalil
acting? Are
Shakir is your
we
best receiver, dude. You got issues. He's
we
gonna
that's
get
acting
the
to
like?
like,
problem.
Are we acting like Brian Thomas is Randy Moss? Like
dude.
we're like,
He doesn't even. Let's not even talk about Brian Thomas, dude. Have you seen Parker Washington? I don't know where he came from the
Yeah.
past 3 weeks. Dude looks like this S tier receiver, and then you got Jacoby Myers coming over
Jacoby
from
Myers
LA,
is great.
from Vegas, dude. Dude, they
That's
don't even
such a
need
good
Brian Thomas to
trade.
be that good.
Oh
I'll
my
back
God.
Allen. I'll back Allen in a game where it's Trevor Lawrence versus Josh Allen. But I understand where you're coming from. Jacksonville's a good team. It'll be a great game. There's a lot of good wild
Yeah.
card games, man.
I think this could be the
That's my
greatest
favorite
game of the
game.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite game. It reeks
yeah,
of Jacksonville Chargers a few years ago.
yeah. So maybe not a 27
Boy,
point
yeah,
comeback, but
blowout.
no, it'll
Yeah.
be fun. It'll be good tune up to go and watch your Birds play after that. So we got the Eagles 49ers, the 4:30 slot on Sunday. Eagles are a 4.5 point favorite now. They jumped up a little bit. I think they opened up at 3. Are the Eagles the NFC favorites? Are you believing that, or is it the Seattle? I've seen a lot of people saying that the Eagles are the team to beat.
So odds wise, it's Seattle, LA, Philly. Now, the Eagles are Seattle. The Eagles and Seattle are pretty much equivalent teams, except the Eagles have a better defense
Except for
and they
Seattle
have
as
a
a
better,
quarterback.
well, they also have a better quarterback who in the playoffs has consistently delivered time and time again.
Yeah.
Let me give you a really cool Jalen Hurts playoff stat that
Okay.
haters like Frankovic here are going to be like, oh, that's not true. It is, though. I double checked it. Jalen Hurts at home in the playoffs is 5-0 straight up, winning by an average of 21 points. This guy in the playoffs, all regular season, he kind of keeps it tame. He doesn't run as much, does what he has to do to win, don't get hurt, get to the games that actually mean something because he's been in the playoffs every year. So he knows what games actually really count. One playoff game is equal to 8 regular season games in my head. Super Bowl is equal to a whole season. He gets to the playoffs and then he uses his legs. Now he's moving. When he's moving, it's harder to defend Saquon. It's harder to defend the RPOs with A.J. Brown coming in. And now you got a 49ers team with Bethune out. Trent Williams might not play.
Yeah, he's probably not
And
playing.
Ricky Pearsall, there was a report today. Is he playing?
Yeah.
And even if Pearsall is playing, that's cute. I got Q on him. And he might as well not be playing if Quinyon Mitchell's covering him.
You mean CeeDee Lamb's son?
But this is
Unreal.
I'm just saying, like, everyone loves Seattle, and I get it. Like, Seattle's a very good team, and I think the NFC Championship is going to be Seattle versus the Eagles. But don't overthink this, guys. Like, the Eagles are a much better team than the 49ers. They're healthier, thanks to Sirianni saying the starters. I'm just going to point that out again. And they have a quarterback that, even though I don't even really understand why people question Jalen Hurts at this point. He has a ring. He's performed in every single playoff game. He is a quarterback that knows how to win these kinds of games, turns it up every single time he plays in these kinds of games, and who will deliver this weekend. I think the Eagles win by 7 to 10 points. A low-scoring game, but I think they cover.
Are we gonna act like like the Eagles have won a game when Jalen Hurts has thrown over 200 yards, or no? We're not gonna act. Are we gonna act like that or no? No.
Can you repeat
Like
that
they,
again? I
they
kind
haven't
of
won a
missed that.
single game this season when Jalen Hurts threw the ball over 200 yards.
I'll name a game right now and shred this point. Do you want me to? Remember
Bro,
the
you saw
Vikings
the
game
coward
that they
video I
won?
sent you. Remember, you saw the coward video I sent you today.
Oh,
Bro,
you're
it's
listening to
bullshit.
Coward?
Bro, you're
I
obsessed
love
with
Coward.
Coward.
I love Coward, but come on. He's farming for engagement, bro. Come on. Frankovic, I know that you know.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is a top 10 quarterback at all.
Oh, that's not the argument here. And it's just so
I'll agree
stupid.
with that. Yeah. That's not the argument. Dude, when you look at Jalen Hurts, and this Eagles team as a whole, they are battle tested. Dude, they got the playoff experience. You can argue right now, and I honestly would agree with it. There's not a quarterback in the league that I would want over Jalen Hurts right now in the playoffs with all the guys that are remaining, because the dude has proven that he's won on the biggest stage in the crucial moments. It looks like he's at his best. So I'll give Harris that. I think Jalen Hurts is widely disrespected. It's just yeah, I agree with everything about the Eagles. I do think that they take care of business. I think this is the team that you don't want to face. Obviously, it's a lot different right now with Kevin Patullo. Well, I just have a feeling that these studs are going to they're going to start to turn up. The AJ Brown relationship seems like it's completely been blown over. Okay, things are seen back in that aspect. Devontae Smith, there's no one on the Niners that can guard that duo. No one on the Niners that can, and especially the Niners. Do you know the Niners have no sacks? Or I'm sorry, do you know the Niners lead? The Niners have the fewest sacks in the league. Jalen Hurts is going to have a ton of time to throw, and that just makes things so much easier for this passing game to be consistent. And of course, the run game with Saquon to turn it up. The Niners defense has too many holes. Eagles should have no problem.
Yeah, Lane Johnson coming back too.
This Niners defense is absolutely depleted, but we can't act like this is the same Eagles team as last season and the season before. This is a totally different team. Totally
different. Is it though? Offense. Is it really that different?
Is, though. This a team different.
Dude, do you want? I don't think people understand this. And as an Eagles fan, I'm just going to tell you, people want Kellen Moore fired in the middle of last year. This offense hides things. This offense doesn't play to its full potential until, I'm sorry, guys, the games that actually mean something, which are the postseason games for the Eagles. The Eagles will win that division with ease under the Sirianni, Hurts, Howie Roseman. Like, the division's not the goal. The goal is to win the Super Bowl. So I think that they hit a new level. Hurts hits a new level. Play calling changes a little bit. Fangio scheming up plays on defense. I just think in the playoffs is a whole different team. I think they completely come out, and I think I'm not going to say dominate, because the Eagles kind of smother you like a cobra, and I think that's what's going to happen this game.
Like a cobra.
I think this
Get
game.
Out of here, bro.
I'll do a score prediction right now.
Bro.
I'll do a score prediction. It'll sound really good. You can post it. The score of this game is going to be 23-10, and the Eagles will win. Okay.
No, I'm fair, dude. I seriously think that, I mean, the Seahawks are good. The Rams are good. I just don't think that there's a team that you want to face, that you don't want to face more than the Eagles right now in the NFC. Okay, because like we said, they're battle tested. They know what it takes to win in these big games. And another quick point I want to mention is they lost what? They lost Josh Sweat and Milton Williams this prior offseason. Dude, you look at Jordan Davis and Jalen Hunt. Dude, their defensive line is looking as ferocious as it was last season. So they still got, their defense is still elite championship caliber defense. Can the offense turn things around? And like we said, I feel like in the playoffs they always seem to do. Everyone can beat the Eagles until it's actually time to go and beat the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. I'll back Jalen Hurts anytime in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. I'm confident with him going in any time. He's proven it time and time again. Again, 5-0, straight up, winning by 21 points on average. Just saying.
True. All right, why don't we go into Sunday Night Football? We got the Chargers, Patriots. The Patriots are 3.5-point favorites in this one. I think this was the best possible matchups the Patriots could have gotten. Okay, depleted Chargers team. Okay, I think if the Patriots lined up against any other team in the playoffs, they're probably an underdog. Okay, even being at home. But I think that off the bat, Patriots are getting a lot of guys back on the defensive front. I think Spillane's supposed to be back, Milton Williams is supposed to be back, and Harold Landry are all supposed to be back. So that's going to be huge, especially with this depleted Chargers line. I know the Patriots pass rush has been a little bit non-existent the past couple weeks, but with those guys back, I think you'll get pressure on Herbert. I always like to say Herbert. Justin Herbert has now been in the league for 6 years, and he's about to walk away after the season with 0 playoff wins. And people love to claim that he's this top 3 quarterback in the NFL. Is he really? 0 playoff wins. I like to judge a quarterback, about how he wins in the biggest moments. And Justin Herbert hasn't proved it. We watched him fold in the Texans wildcard game last year, blew a 27 lead versus the Jaguars. I am not confident whatsoever that Herbert gets this done, especially when you're missing Omari Hampton in the run game. He's got an ankle issue. Their defense is pretty good, but they're also vulnerable in the rushing defense. And you watch Ramondre Stevenson absolutely tear it up the past couple weeks. Travion Henderson, we know, is explosive. Patriots should have no problem winning this game as long as they stay focused on schedule. Obviously, the Chargers they get a little advantage. They're not playing on like the noon slot, so it's a little more West Coast timing for them. But, dude, I think you got to back the Patriots and expect them to roll.
This game's giving me a fit. So talking from a spread perspective, there was a stat that I heard that was very interesting. So in a game, this game fits this criteria where you have a quarterback that's played in the playoff game versus not, right? So Herbert's played in the playoff game and Drake May hasn't. The quarterback that has played in the playoff game is 39-20 against the spread. That's a 69% cover rate, which if you're talking spreads here, I'd probably go Chargers. However, I don't feel great about it. As you mentioned before, I'm one of the people that is a Herbert, you got to do something in the playoffs. Like something has to happen. I was a Chargers better last year against the Texans. You know how I feel about Herbert probably right now in this spot. But at the same time, I feel like the Patriots schedule, I looked at it before we filmed this. I was stunned, man. Like, whoa. How is that a schedule? Now, you can't blame the Patriots because you just got to play your schedule. You got to win the games on your schedule. Drake May played great this year. All that, I completely understand. I don't know, though, man. Like, and even like, I've seen a lot of Patriots talk on Twitter. They're nervous about this game. Seems like a hardball spot. Seems like if Herbert's going to win a playoff game, it seems like this is the one. I don't know, though. Their offensive line is so bad that me backing them makes me want to puke. But at 3.5, if we're talking spread, I'd probably take Chargers. But I could see the Patriots winning this game in a really close one. Again, though, I think it's gonna be a great game.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Patriot, but I think the Patriots kill them. I think I don't think this game's going to be close. I think this is a game you alt spread 14 points, and I think you'd be closer to 30 points if I was impressed by the Patriots pass rush. I'm not kidding.
30.
Dude, do you know how bad this offensive line is? These aren't backups. These are
True.
third strings on this offensive line. They rank like 32nd out of 32.
54 sacks on Herbert this year.
Like,
He's the most sacked quarterback in the playoffs.
This offensive
54?
line, yeah. Joe Alt got hurt, and this offensive line just folded. It crumbled. The snowball effect happened. All these guys went down. I'm very impressed by this Patriots team. They just take care of business week in and week out. Patriots by 14.
Feel like it's a great spot to fade the Patriots here, man.
It really is, to be honest.
It is. Like, and if we're talking, I don't know. I'm talking like a spread perspective. For a spread perspective, if it's 3 in the hook, I feel like you almost have to take the Chargers.
The hook is scary.
I think it's going to be a really good game, though. I win either way because I either win money with the Chargers cashing or I get the shit on Justin Herbert. So I'm fine with either one. It's a Herbert. It's a Herbert hate watch, but I profit if he plays good. So yeah, I'm fine with it.
Like I said, I think the Patriots should win. I am picking the Patriots to win, but if there was, because you also got to look at the slate. Do you really think that every favorite, you think all the chalk are going to win? No, there's going to be at least one upset, and I think it will be either this game or the game we're going to get into next. Yep. So that's why I will say this is a Herbert's so due.
Stop it.
He does choke, but he is due. He is due. I don't believe he will, but he is due. So we'll see, man. I mean, like I said, I think it's a lower scoring affair. I think that both defenses kind of step up. I think that, like you said, Drake May schedule the whole argument. I mean, the Patriots, when they play a decent defense, they're not going to drop 40 points like they are on the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. So it's going to be a little lower scoring. And the Chargers do have a good defense. Patriots are getting some guys back. They got a good defense. Expect a lower scoring game there.
All right, can I kick off this Monday night matchup, please?
Let's do it.
Mike Tomlin, congratulations! You didn't go 9-8. You went 10-7. You had a great season. It's over. This Houston defense might hold your team to 0 points. I think this Houston defense is fantastic. I think this is the best defense in football. I think Philly as well. Shout out Philly. They've been a fantastic defense. I think the Texans take care of business. I think C.J. Stroud hits his stride. And I think we send Tomlin to Cabo and possibly unemployment.
Mike Tomlin, rah-rah spot. This game checks all the boxes of a Mike Tomlin rah-rah spot. Similar to last week's game, right? 3.5 points, got up to 4.5 last weekend at home, okay? Not to mention, this is Monday Night Football. I have an insane stat for you about Mike Tomlin on Monday Night Football. Mike Tomlin on Monday Night Football is 23-5 in his career. Not to mention, he is 12-1 straight up. Straight up in games. 12-1, 23-5 against the spread. His only loss on Monday night came over COVID. There weren't fans in the stands. I love this spot. People are going to take the Texans because they're just like, oh, the Steelers stink. Their offense isn't that good. And Mike Tomlin can't win a playoff game. Well, Mike Tomlin has had Mason Rudolph playing quarterback for him, not Aaron Rodgers, who is a Super Bowl winner. Since 2003, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the playoffs as an underdog are 65-25 against the spread. I love the Steelers in this spot. And since 2018, they're 16-5 straight up in these games. A Super Bowl winning quarterback in the playoffs as a home underdog. Perfect spot for the Steelers. Public is going to be all over the Texans.
They are. Yeah.
I could not love the Steelers more in this spot. Mike Tomlin, rah-rah, all the way to the bank. Give it to me.
So you're going a lot of statistics at me, so I'm gonna follow that up with one that kind of goes off yours. So people are saying the Steelers have won 23 straight Monday night home games. The Steelers have won 23 straight Monday night home games. And now they're hosting a dome team when it's projected below freezing. Dude, I love when people say that because they're acting like Aaron Rodgers didn't grow up in California. They're acting like CJ Stroud didn't play football at Ohio State and Nico Collins didn't play football at Michigan. Dude, I think this whole cold team argument is so bullshit. It's getting so out of blown. Dude, the Texans are the better team. Okay, they have the best defense in the NFL. I know you can talk about spots, you can talk about all that on paper, and I think that we see what we've seen from the Texans the past 9 weeks. They won 9 straight. They're the hottest team in the NFL. They give you no reason to not believe they're going to go into Pittsburgh and absolutely dog walk them. They give you no reason to not believe that. You watch CJ Stroud. He's taken 6 sacks in the last 6 weeks. People were saying that the O-line is trash. Dude, well, now it's good. And CJ Stroud has time to throw the ball. You're seeing the rookies from Iowa State absolutely turn it up. You're seeing guys like Xavier Hutchinson turn it up, okay? Nico Collins is obviously already there. Dude, I don't know how the Steelers back end guards all these guys. You watch Jalen Ramsey and the Ravens. When the biggest game of the year, you watch Jalen Ramsey blow 3 touchdowns. Watch him blow 2 touchdowns in an absolute game that should have led to the game-winning field goal. I don't trust the Steelers back end whatsoever to stop any of these guys. I think even with the pass rush, I think CJ Stroud has done a great job of getting the ball out quick. This Texans offense is going to move the ball, and it's good because how many points do you think that the Steelers put up? Are you really confident that the Steelers put up more than 13 points? I mean, Aaron Rodgers looked good. Yeah, they're getting back DK. DK's been gone for 2 weeks. Is he really going to be? You think he's going to be as productive as he was when he left 2 weeks ago? Like, I think you could argue that he lost a little bit of a step. And dude, I just don't see it from the I think Aaron Rodgers had a great game, but dude, they don't match up well at all. They don't match up well at all.
Mm-hmm.
I love this spot. I love it. I think it completely. And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Frank. It completely is lining up for the Steelers team. I feel like all the stars are aligning. They had the priest bless the field last week, and the kicker missed a 40-yarder, 20 yards right. Like. And people think that it's just Tomlin in the playoffs and he's automatically going to lose. I don't know, man. I think Rodgers still has some of that magic. I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl, but I like this. I like this spot for the Steelers. And you mentioned, like, do you really think the Steelers are going to put up more than 13 points? Are we acting like this Texans offense is a really good offense like the Rams or something like that? Like Stroud on the road in a prime time, huge Monday night spot, wild card. I love it.
You've seen Stroud prove it on the biggest day. You saw him go to, I know the Chiefs are bad. You saw him go to primetime Arrowhead this year and absolutely win. You saw him last year in the playoffs get 2 years in a row, got playoff wins. You saw him last year in Arrowhead as well in one of the toughest games. He put up a great fight. The Texans were in that game pretty much the whole way. Mm-hmm.
I'm backing Rodgers and Tomlin here. You guys can back Nico.
The only thing that scares me about this game is the public. You have to.
True.
Like, we know
it's
ball,
very true.
But no one knows ball more than Vegas. I don't. I don't know. I think this is a low-scoring game. Obviously,
it's so scary. But like,
game.
you
But
gotta you
dude,
gotta
like,
think back to all those spots where like you look at the games. Oh, the public was heavy. We got to go the other side, and it didn't end up happening because there's been instances where that happens, and I just hope that's what's gonna happen this week because dude, like the Texans or the Steelers crawled their way in the playoffs barely. The Texans have been dominating the last 9 weeks. Okay, and by the way, going back to the offense, you don't win 9 games in a row just because you have an elite defense. No, your offense has to be doing something right, something very effective. So I just love this. I think the Texans are the team to beat in the AFC. Is there another team that you really want to face other than the Texans right now? I mean, you can argue the Jaguars. I would rather face the Broncos than I would the Texans.
You'd rather go to Denver than play the Texans at home. No chance.
Yeah, I kind of
No,
would. I kind of would, dude. I just don't like. I did actually mention that going to Mile High in the playoffs is probably the one place you don't want to play. So I'm contradicting myself a little bit.
Yeah.
But dude, I just feel like on a neutral site, there's no one you would want to face or more other than however you phrase that. There's no one you would not want to face less than the Texans.
No, I got
said
you.
that right, but yeah.
No, I got you.
yeah, no, I know what you mean, and I agree. I'm just scared about the public. And like when I see a spread, I see a game, you look at this game, you see Houston at Pittsburgh. You're like, all right, Pittsburgh's home, just like this past Ravens game. And I loved them. I loved Pittsburgh. I was all over Pittsburgh, whatever, roller coaster game.
Mhm.
Like everything's telling me to go Pittsburgh, but how could I? Let's dumb this game down. Houston has the better defense. Houston has the better offense. Right?
Mhm.
Like
You don't know Mike
Steelers-
Tomlin.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I guess I don't. I'm
Do
not,
we?
I'm
I
not
feel like
very
we do know
impressed
Mike
by
Tomlin. I feel like we do know
Yeah,
Mike
wait.
Tomlin as
Wait,
getting
is
bounced
it
the
Mike
Walker
Tomlin, the
every
guy
year.
we were gonna fire a month ago? That
No,
Mike Tomlin?
never me.
Yeah,
Never
good
me.
point. Like,
Yeah, were we gonna fire him? Like I
Mhm.
thought we were like, oh, Marcus Freeman. Oh, like,
shivering right
me?
now facing Mike
Come
Tomlin.
on,
not you,
Marcus
not you,
Freeman.
not you,
Hey, Marcus
not you.
Freeman, why don't you make a playoff before you go coach the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Whoa,
How
whoa,
about
whoa!
that?
No Notre Dame slander going on right now.
Oh, stop it. They're
No
good.
Notre Dame. Notre Dame's gonna be back next year with their auto bid to the playoff and absolutely run
Bro.
everybody. So.
Yeah, they'll run over Central Michigan and
By the way, everyone that's
Bowling
listening to
Green.
this, if you think Miami's run to the semis right now is impressive, just know that Notre Dame would have easily been in the semis and they would have blown out the teams by at least 10 more points. Just know.
Yo, wait, before we end, 'cause I know this is going on.
No,
like
we
an
got
hour.
an MVP debate.
I got-
That's all we gotta end on.
We gotta go MVP. MVP debate. Frank, you wanna go? Who's your MVP?
I'll let you go, bro. I
I go
like Drake
first?
May. I've been on Drake May since the beginning. I've been
All
on
right.
Drake May all year. Ball knowers that were here since episode 2. No, I've been on Drake May.
Drake
He's the
May.
MVP. I
Drake
think clearly.
Drake May is not the MVP.
Okay.
He's not. It's Matthew Stafford. It's no question. Couple stats here that kind of
Padford?
support that. What'd you say?
Stat Padford, you said?
Yeah,
Stat Padford. Mr.
Okay, we're
1
gonna-
yard flick.
We're gonna say
Yeah,
Stat
bro.
Padford. Let's go over Drake May real quick. Drake May this season has played 3 teams that have a winning record, a whopping 3. For people that don't know, you play 17 games, right? 3 games against winning teams. Let's see how Drake May did in those games. Overall, he went 1-2. Okay, losing record against winning teams. That's fine. And in those 3 games, he had 420 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Okay, like mediocre, not
Oh, I
great.
didn't know the award was MVP against the 3 best teams you played all season. Is that
Well,
the award?
when it's a debate about who's the MVP, I bring up winning teams. How do
Oh,
you
yeah.
play against the best opponents? I don't care how you play against the Raiders and the Dolphins and the Jets, who you get to play 2 times a year. 'cause
He
you're
didn't
in a
play good
horrible
against the
division.
Raiders, by the way, either.
He didn't. He actually lost that game. But I'm not even talking about that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about
Whatever.
how about Matt Stafford's stats against winning teams? He had 7 games against teams with a winning record. 5-2 overall, 1,879 yards, 20 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's pretty good. Bigger sample size, a better competition, dominating stat-wise in those games. And not to mention just overall. Stafford has more yards. He has, how many more touchdowns does he have? 15 more touchdowns than Drake May in a more overall impressive season. Not to mention, Stafford also has the story. He needs this MVP to have any kind of Hall of Fame case Drake May, you're going to have a lot more time in this league coming up than Stafford is. And we know the MVP is a story award, right? That's why Josh Allen won it last year. Matt Stafford checks all these boxes. He has better stats. Drake May, cute season, buddy. You're not the MVP.
I do think Matt Stafford needs this MVP more than Drake May does. Therefore, I do not think he is the MVP. However, I should have said. You look at Matt Stafford, 50% of his touchdowns were within the 5-yard line. Like what?
Yeah, but how's he
13 of
getting
them
down to the
were on the
5-yard
one.
line?
13 of them are at the 1. That's the most in NFL history. He just flips the ball to his best receiving core in the entire world. The entire world.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump in here. I'm on the train with Matthew Stafford MVP award, and I love when people bring up the 1-yard flicks, dude. For every 1-yard flick clip that you want to show me, I will show you a clip of him throwing a 30-yard dot to get down in the red zone. Yep. Matthew Stafford has been proving it all season. Yes, I know he had the bad game versus Atlanta. I know he had a shaky game versus Carolina, but dude, he's been proving he's making high level throws.
2 horrible defenses, by the way. We'll go ahead. 2 NFC South defenses.
But we glazed Drake May though for dominating horrible defenses.
That's what I'm saying. Is like you can't knock Drake May when he's the worst receiving core ever.
Drake May?
That is not true, dude. He is not having the worst receiving core.
Stop
We think Kayshon Bouttie's a stud?
Dude, you look at Kayshon Boutie's advanced stats, bro. He's actually one of the top 10 receivers at separation.
Well, I understand
Kayshon Boutie's actually pretty good.
The game in no shoes, so he's good, right? He showed up the game in no shoes and a Fortnite backpack. Is that good? Does that make it good?
Just stop it. Stop it.
Does that make it good? Like what?
These guys are actually playing good. That's the thing, though. Like, you would think they're not good. They're playing good. They are playing good.
Man. I'm Douglas. Is this a stud?
How do you play against the best competition? Stafford. Stafford dominates. Drake May cowers a little bit. We'll see this weekend.
Less passing yards, worse completion percentage, can't run the football, one-dimensional quarterback with the best receiving core in the NFL. When I think of an MVP, I think of the most valuable player. I think of a player that if you replace him, the team isn't the same without him. I think Drake May is the most valuable player to his team in the NFL.
I'm sorry, you cannot look at me with a straight face and say, okay, if you swap teams, if you put Stafford on the Patriots and you put May on the Rams, you can't look at me with a straight face and tell me that May does better than Stafford.
No, I would tell you it'd be similar results. It would be similar results.
No, it would not be similar results.
Similar.
The Patriots probably going undefeated, and the Rams got 10 wins.
It'd be very
if they're lucky.
Wait. So if you gave the MVP Drake May the best receiving core in the NFL, you don't think it would be similar?
No, because it's a lot more
than the core in the NFL. Have you seen Puka Nacua play football?
It's a lot more different because the reason.
Dude, I'm excited to see Drake May against a first place schedule. I'm excited next year.
Okay,
it's not even that, bro.
I want to see him get a weapon. I want to see Vrabel go get a weapon for him.
He's got one. His name's Stephon Diggs.
No, he's pretty good. Stephon Diggs, he's having a great season. But he hasn't been on the field the whole season. I don't know. Matt Collins is hurt now. You guys think Matt Collins is amazing, right? He's on the IR.
Dude, you're acting like the Patriots' run game isn't one of the best in the league. The Patriots have a way better run game.
Ramondre Stevenson, RB1.
You're acting like Ramondre Stevenson isn't turning up, and they got Travion Henderson.
Travion's pretty good,
the fastest player in the NFL.
I know Travion's good. He's on my fantasy team. I watched them give Ramondre Stevenson the ball all season. He's clearly the one, right? And if he's the one, how is that a good run? How is that a good run offense?
It's been working. It's been working.
They don't use him. Dude,
that's
Drake
the thing.
Sucks.
Drake May, you're not the MVP. It's over. Also, the odds are telling you that too.
Dude, I'm not discrediting anything Drake May has done. Drake May has had a great season, really good season. He's just not an MVP. When you say most valuable player, Matthew Stafford is more valuable than Drake May, 100%. So. If you take Stafford's experience, veteran, knowing how to read coverages and knowing how to fit in inside, if you take that off the Rams, they're not as good as a team. You could say all about the receiving core. He makes Devontae Adams and Puka. They're really good receivers, but he elevates their game. Is Drake May really going to elevate their game, or is it going to be more of the receivers elevating Drake May?
Yeah, no. I know what you mean. I just I have to look at stats as well, and I see Drake May has the better passer rating. He's the better completion percentage. He has more yards in the air. He has more yards on the ground.
What about touchdowns?
Yeah, I don't care about touchdowns from the one though. I don't care
All right,
about him.
how many
He's flicking the ball to Devontae Adams. That doesn't take any skill.
how many touchdowns do you have from the one?
Most in NFL history, 13.
13. Okay, so 46 minus 13 is 33, and that's still more than 31.
How many more?
So
Two more.
So
it's
two
the
more.
same. And he's
Still
got
more.
50% of his touchdowns are within the 5, bro. Where they're handing the ball to Travion Henderson or
all right, so
Ramondre
let's subtract
Stevenson
Drake Mays from the 5
or
too.
on the
Like
on the
yeah,
what?
dude, this is, no.
It's unbelievable. Guys like you and Brady, you think Brady knows ball? You said the same thing as Brady. Merle knows more ball than Brady. I think he's a better source. That's saying something.
Just admit I shoved you in the locker, bro.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely.
Nah,
I'm looking at the stats. I don't think it's much of a debate either, bro.
Real quick before we leave, because I know we got to end soon. I just kind of want to put this on the record. What's your Super Bowl matchup and your pick? I got mine.
That's so tough. You can start.
I'm going Eagles, Broncos, Eagles win. Back to back.
Frank, what do you got?
Oh my God, I can't.
I would have to go Texans, Eagles. I think Texans, Eagles. I do think Eagles get back to the Super Bowl.
Who wins?
I was gonna go.
Dude, I don't know. If I had to pick it right now, I think the Eagles do go back to back.
Okay.
I do. I really do.
I'm gonna go Bills Seahawks.
Okay, that's very casual.
I think it's a cool one. I don't think it's casual though. As far as the odds go,
Bills Rams is the most casual.
Bills Rams would be
that
Bills
would be
Rams is casual. But guys, the Bills, what are they? The third odds to make it out of the AFC?
The AFC. I think they're like third or fourth overall.
Exact. I don't think that's
to win. Frank, they might be up there in the AFC. I'm gonna be honest with you. They might be tied.
Yeah, I think they're third. They're third.
Are over them. I think Broncos Texans are over them. Yeah.
The Patriots might be over
Jaguars them. Jaguars are right behind them. I think, dude. I don't think this Bills take would be casual in the past 3 years. This Bills team isn't the same. I think Josh Allen. He's like backs against the wall. He's got to go do something. He's gonna put the team on his back.
This playoff's gonna be great. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's wide open there. That's what's so fun about it. There's no like clear-cut dominant team. Like it is completely wide open, which is awesome to see. But yeah, no, I think it was great. I think we can wrap it up here. I feel like we got a lot of good content, good game for spitting some good game for you guys to listen to. So hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to the podcast. Obviously we love doing this every week.
We got some big news coming soon. You don't know.
Big news coming,
bro.
Yeah, we'll see. We got some stuff in the works to just elevate this podcast, make the listening experience even that much more better. So if this is your first time listening to us, if you've been seeing all the clips, thank you guys for joining. Leave a comment what you guys think. If you think our takes are trash and that we don't know ball, we obviously will disagree with you. But let us know down in the comments, and we'd love to hear from you. So Harris, thank you for joining. And send us off, Jack.
As always, you don't know ball, but we do.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you guys.